Hello and welcome to another crack at the Sleepless City course, which is the first stage of the Neokyo Knights Z Racing series. So I wasn't feeling like particularly strong on kind of good form at the start of this race, but after a few minutes, a couple of minutes into this, I was just feeling like a bit kind of uninspired by it. So I thought, okay, I'll get to the front and push a bit, and maybe we can kind of thin the herd out a bit. In retrospect, that was not like a particularly smart idea. This course doesn't lend itself to that very well. But so I'm for whatever reason, I'm kind of off the front here, kind of pushing, and I thought, okay, I'll just kind of keep going. And then after a couple of seconds, this other rider, Ruzik, comes along, and so does Jonassen. And so after like a short while, I thought, oh, maybe the three of us can kind of work together. And they seem to be kind of pretty. They're like working along as well. They're like taking turns. So I thought, oh, maybe the three of us can actually kind of start to do something. And we start to get like a 5 or 6 second gap. But not long after that, we get another rider coming across Christensen. But at the time he's kind of coming across, it seemed like the pack were kind of starting to get their house in order. And they start to kind of chase us down a bit. They're up in their power. And by the time he kind of gets onto us, it's looking kind of, it's like the gap's down to like just 2 or 3 seconds. So kind of doomed. So we all just kind of gave up at this point, I think. So yeah, it kind of came to nothing, but that's okay. I hadn't come into this with a kind of particular plan, and even when we started to kind of break away here, I did not think like I was kind of like fully committed to this. I just thought we'll kind of see how it goes. And then as we come into the end of the first lap, there's another guy makes a break here, and he goes off kind of pretty hard, and he gets away. And shortly after, another guy kind of follows him, but they don't like really work together, and they get kind of a bit of distance from the group, but they're not working together. And so I'm on the front for a bit, trying to make sure that we don't like rest on our laurels too much and like take it too easy. But I'm not like exactly going crazy to chase it down. And they stay up for quite a while actually. And not too long later, another guy kind of manages to kind of join them. They end up they do get together. Another guy kind of joins them. And it probably stays out for a similar amount of time as the break I was in. And then after we close that down and they kind of get absorbed back into the group, a couple of the riders from the break I was in, they kind of make a counter-attack. So I thought, yeah, I'll go along with those. So we've got Jonassen and Christensen who were in the break that I was in at the start. So I'm kind of pushing here as well. But I can see they're pushing, but the group is kind of responding. You can see the few of the people behind me, they're kind of pushing along as well. So I wasn't feeling like super inspired to go crazy, and we're not that far off the end. So yeah, I kind of chickened out a bit, I suppose here, which is a bit of a shame. I should have like maybe tried to commit with them, but it does get closed down. So it would have been like maybe noble to have a try at it, but it ultimately probably would have come to nothing. Okay, and then now we're just like approaching the end, and I've got a draft van here. I think I've held on to that for quite a long time. So I think I like timed this all kind of pretty wrong. I'm too far back here. I think I should have been further forward. As we get closer towards the end here, like at 700 meters, I think I should have been like further up the pack. And I'm still like kind of taking it pretty easy. And then when I do start to make a go, like here, I'm starting to kind of push a bit, but I'm all just like I'm just kind of sitting at mid power for too long. And I should have pushed up like sooner here. I should have pushed up sooner than I did, and then when I eventually kind of start to push, it's just like too late. So I kind of gave up, and finished 13th, I think. Yeah, 13th and 11th on Zwift Power. But I got a new PR for the 20 minutes, like I mentioned earlier. So 3.9 watts per kilo, which is kind of pretty cool. I felt like I could do a bit more in that. Like I could have tried a few more attempts at kind of breaking away, just to get those kind of intervals in, and like maybe see if that could help my 20-minute power. And it's quite cool that some of the riders there were obviously like interested in kind of mixing things up a bit and making some moves. So that was like really cool that those riders were good. But yeah, that's like the size of it. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.